Coach Eugene Agagbe himself, who joins us live all the way from Makurdi in Benue State. Coach Eugene, if you're there, very good evening to you all the way from Lagos here.
Good evening. How are you guys?
Oh, we are fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us, Coach Eugene. We've been speaking quite eloquently about Lobi Stars and how should get size this particular NPFL season, blowing all the competition away, sitting pretty at the top of the NPFL. Tell us what has been, well, let's even start with you, Coach Eugene. A lot of people have probably never heard of you. You just came out of the blue and you're doing such brilliant work.
Well, first of all, I have been on ground for a long time. I have been the coach of the youth team for years. And so being a youth team coach for some time, I have whatever it takes to, for over 12 years, I've been a youth team. So I built myself so well that what I am doing today is not an error, or it's not a mistake, or it's not something that people will be thinking that I was not on ground. If you guys can remember last 2 seasons ago, that is 2022 to 2023 season, I was giving an interim when Lobi Stars was having a little crisis of going down to relegation. I was called upon for a match from the U team, and I went to Rangers. We lost that game by 5-3. But when you look at it, that was the only time Lobi Stars, that very much that Lobi Stars was able to score 3 goals for playing 19 matches for them to score up to 3 in a match. So it is not a surprise. You see that if the opportunity is actually being given, as I had it, now I have taken it and I'm moving on, so that people will know that when a coach is from the youth team, it's not that that coach is too bad, but that coach also has qualities to also showcase himself when opportunity comes. So I've grabbed the opportunity. That's the reason why this team, Lobi Stars, is doing well. I bring in a character. The character which I brought in was to make the players understand that it is good to have a safe target. And when you draw a safe target in anything which you're doing, you can achieve your goal. So we look on to that safe target and we're moving on and on for it. Thank you, guys.
Well, Coach Austin, Coach Eugene, make us speak pidgin. What will be your target for this season? What's your target for this season? Are you now you are at the top? Are you sure you can stay at the top till the end of the season, or you will just be content with maybe finishing in the top 4?
Well, actually, I told my players, because no one, even the management, did not give me anything to look onto. They brought me in for their team so that I can be able to work with them. Nobody, even Dominic Kayofa, who is the vice chairman, never give me, draw a line for me that this is where you're going to be. But I, as a coach, what is my objective playing into the league? I should have something to give out when the season ends. So I personally, I draw a line with him that at the end of the league, I will be among the first 3. I must also try very hard to play in the continent at the end of the league. That was the target I gave to myself. So you look at it from day 1 of the league, I never leave position 1, 2, 3. Position 1, 2, 3. From the blast of the whistle, from the league as the league kick off day 1, that is where I look onto. So with this character put on ground, you will see that I am really up to something. Thank you.
Now, Coach Dominic, great job you do with Lobi Stars.
Coach Eugene.
Oh, but Coach, I'm looking at the NPFL table, and the top 5 is separated by 3 points. I mean, that's a proper title race. You probably don't get that in Europe, in fact. But you look at the top 5, and which of the teams are you keeping an eye on? Who are you wary of?
Well, I don't look at any team among the top 5 as a threat, because we started the race together and the race is still on. So what is my own objective at the end of the season? I'm looking forward that I will continue to work hard in each of the games. I approach every game according to how that game comes. So I have nothing to be afraid of any team. Every match I take it according to how I am going to take that game. So teams that are coming, they are also having their own target for the season. So they are working hard as well as I am doing. So I don't have any fears, just like when my colleague Finidi George got on the top of the log thing was last week also when he was top for 2 goals different away from me. He said that his objective is to have it back to back. And you look at it since then, Inimba have never been on top since the league begins. So he got there, he said he's going to get it back to back. But you see, it's a race. So how you go about it, it is his own opinion. So I am on opinion that when you look at the race as it's going, you know who have the capacity and who is really doing it to be there. So I have nothing to say that I'm afraid of any of the team which I am going to meet.
I think that's a good answer. But Coach, for those who haven't watched your team, who've never seen Lobi Stars play, how would you describe your own coaching philosophy? Do you like a physical team? Are you a passing team? Are you a possession team? Are you a wing-based team? How would you describe your own coaching philosophy and how your team plays?
Anything from Benue can be sure is power team.
Oh, there's power.
Benue is a power team.
Oh, yes.
It's a power team.
They used to have this central defender who used to play goal kicks. The opponents used to go and wait in the 18-yard board of the opponent for the ball. But how would you describe your team?
Well, my character in my team is just very simple. I don't like keeping the ball, distributing the balls around it, because you see, when you come into a field of play, the first thing, just like I asked my player, why do they play football? You play football to score goals. You don't play football to entertain. But everybody who comes to field to watch that person have come to see how you're going to win, how they are going to celebrate goals. So I am not in that kind of character of coaches that keeping the ball, possessing the ball like that, denying the opponent from play. I play my football with speed, and speed play 2-3 touches at your balls, and that is how I play football.
Vertical football, pace and power, just like you mentioned.
From the Diego Simeone playbook.
But finally, Coach, before we let you go and enjoy your evening, I really have to ask you this question. Lobi Stars are looking good to win this title. Has the Benue State government promised you and your team some kind of rewards if the dream does come true and you do win that title, despite the fact that you've been playing most of your games away from home? Have they promised you land, houses, cars? What? Can you tell us? Oh, seems as if Coach Eugene's video was but fantastic interview with the gentleman. I like his philosophy. I mean, he says he doesn't like keeping the ball for the keeping sake. No, 2-3 touches in the opponent's box.
Now that you've got love, what do you do with it? That's the story. You have the ball.
Yeah, and this philosophy makes sense because, I mean, a couple of these match centers, I mean, the pitch is not that good. So, I mean, when you try to keep the ball, you try to play cute, trust me, you're going to get into trouble. So
yeah, exactly.
Why don't you just get physical, get substance over style?
Speed.
Yeah, exactly.
I was talking about how teams from the old Benue State, whether it was Lobi Bank or Coach, yes, I think we have Coach Eugene back. Coach Eugene, what was asking you that question, you talked about what the Benue State government has promised your team. You said that nothing has happened yet, but that you've answered that. But I have to ask this question because we talked about it. Would you say there has been more pressure or less pressure on your team since you've been playing away in Lafayette rather than Makurdi?
Well, I put in a character that they should know that everywhere they are playing is their home. This season that we are on, because you see, last season too, Lobi Stars played far away to Jos. And this season too, they were not able to complete their stadium and were moved to Lafayette. So coming in, I brought in a philosophy of saying that anywhere you're playing is your home, because you must have that character before you begin to win games. Don't feel that Lafayette is far away from your home. So my players now have that belief in them that as they're playing in Lafayette, they are home on ground. So when you look at it, when we go to away games, it's just very unfortunate. Maybe some of you were not able to watch our away game play. We play as if we're playing in Makurdi. We are very comfortable in our play. We play with a lot of good character. We are not tense. We play the way as if we're playing at home, even in our away games.
Okay, well, Coach Eugene Agagbe, it's been an absolute pleasure. Very entertaining, very educative listening to you this evening. I'm sure my co-hosts also agree with us. But thank you so much for your time. And we would like to wish Lobi Stars the very best of luck as the NPFL season draws to a close. And to remind everyone who's watching the show that shoe gets size. Thank you very much, Coach Eugene.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys.
When you win the title, you
definitely come and celebrate it.
When you win the title, bring it here.
Thank you, Coach Eugene.